Hello and welcome to the daily newscast within the United Countries special by the First Ukraine. You can find us the frequencies available at our website firstua.com. Victoria Zabian is working for you in the studio. Thank you for joining us. Representatives of OSCE cannot get to Debaltseve town. It was said to journalists of our channel by the spokesperson of Special OSCE Mission in Ukraine, Michael Batsurkiv. According to him, OSCE observers could not get to town because of regular shootings.
Well, the last we heard is that there's still shelling going on in and around Debaltseve. It remains the one very big hotspot of this ceasefire, because we said for the most part we require two things for us to do our monitoring work. One is unrestricted access, and the other one is safety and security.
European Commission thinks that ceasefire in Ukraine is executed in common. In this way, you supported the statements of leaders of Norway Force and OSCE. Organization can confirm on the 3 occasions of ceasefire violation. They could not get to their places because of the shooting or because terrorists did not let them. The European Union encouraged to do everything possible for complete peace. Miners who work at liberated territories of Lugansk and Donetsk region will get 50 mine detectors for 100,000 euros. The equipment had been passed by German government. Mine detectors have a high sensitivity. They can detect explosive on depths under 1 meter. They are protected from wetness and dust. Today, modern equipment will be sent to the ATO zone.
German government is solidary with Ukraine on the political level. Everyone knows what efforts were made by the Federal Chancellor of Germany for signing Minsk Protocol. But this solidarity should also have a practical side, especially if we are talking about humanitarian aid. We hope that these kits will save many lives.
On the eve, Ukrainian flags were raised in Lithuania. These people celebrated the anniversary of independence of the country from Russian Empire. Lithuania proclaimed its independence in 1980. The participants expressed their support to Ukraine. They have brought blue-yellow flags and also the flag with trident and title "For Our and Your Freedom" in Ukrainian and Lithuanian languages. President of State, in her speech, has made historical parallels.
Our voice is not only listened but also heard. Thanks to a unique experience, we know what means losing land, home and family. In our history, we know how to hold in, take away and separate language. They did it with us. However, our country could rise in the struggle for independence and unity based on the rich history and culture.
Cabinet of Ministers of Ukraine has proposed a rewritten budget for annual year. Project of the law about changes had been already registered in the parliament. MPs have 10 days for reconsidering this law. Before this, Minister of Finance Natalia Yaresko told journalists about initiated changes. Near $11 billion from IMF, Ukraine plans to get till the end of this year. And more than half of all credit found, which is counted on 4 years. Natalia Yaresko underlined that changes of budget one of IMF's conditions to getting this money. The first change, they proposed in hryvnia exchange rate on level 21.7 for $1. According to Ms. Minister, the state budget will be more deficit. The incomes are planning to be raised on 22 billion hryvnias and outcomes on 35 billions. International Monetary Fund is waiting for changes also in energy sector. Till the 2017, Naftogaz should stop to be unprofitable. This year, government will cut subsidized on 6%.
Why does the government ask for the biggest sum to provide us with? Because this way we rebuild reserves in the National Bank of Ukraine. Also, we give a conviction on all markets, I mean internal and external ones, that our financial situation has stabilized.
Ukraine is planning to get more money also from European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. President of Ukraine Petro Poroshenko talked about this during this meeting with President of EBRD, Summa Chakrabarti, in Kyiv. Mr. Poroshenko recalled that now the preparation of new agreement with IMF is going to the end. Also, he talked about the recreation of Anti-Corruption Bureau, court reforms and actions of Ukrainian authority on way to stabilization of finance sphere in Ukraine. Mr. Chakrabarti assured that for EBRD, cooperation with Ukraine is one of the priorities for today.
We launch in the very near times our Anti-Corruption Bureau. We launch the special law for the independence of the court system. We launch a special initiative for the deregulation and improving the investment climate. We cut the budget deficit, rising up the tariffs, cut the deficit of the NAK Naftogaz.
Ukraine is EBRD's top priority right now. You know, this is my fourth visit in 2.5 years. In the last 12 months, I've been 3 times, and I was only here in November. And that's because it's our top priority. So all our senior management are focused heavily on this. And we have lots of discussions with our board as well because of the situation. And I think it's for good reasons. This is the biggest development challenge, I think, that Europe faces right now, I think. And leaving aside the conflict, it was always going to be a huge economic development challenge.
The investigation of cases in Maidan and fight with corruption. Such priorities in the work were named by Prosecutor General Viktor Shokin. He has assembled his first press conference on his new position. He talked about the case of Gangadze, new Georgian deputy prosecutor, and about those who will be next taken to prison for crimes against Ukraine. All details in our story next.
Before the beginning of the press conference, several dozens of journalists collect in front of a metal detector. This dog has checked the hall. Hello, dear audience. During the first days in the new office, he has fired several subordinates, for instance, Deputy Prosecutor General and Deputy Chief of the Central Investigation Department, who have led the Maidan cases. The cases of so-called Maidan were my priorities: criminal processes concerning high officials and fight against corruption. Responsibility of personnel matters and reforming in the Prosecutor General's office lies on David Sakvaralidze, former Georgian Deputy Prosecutor General. It is video of previous Friday. Sakvaralidze calls himself a member of Saakashvili's team and informs First Ukraine that he has ambition to become the director of the Anti-Corruption Bureau. In order to get this, he has got Ukrainian citizenship and refused of Georgian one. New Prosecutor General speaks about his first steps in office. In February 14th, we arrested Yefimov, who has been head of the Party of Regions fraction. Who is the next? Who is the next? I won't say. You will see, and soon. In audience, near 50 mass media are presented. Among them are foreign ones.
A BBC investigation revealed evidence that on February 20th, armed protesters may have fired first on the police, provoking their deadly response.
As far as I know, such facts weren't established. Our investigation doesn't possess such facts. Shokin promises to control the case of Georgi Gongandze's murder personally, as he has been working with it at the beginning of 2000s, when Pukac has been arrested. The new team, which is to be established, will find and name not only executors of this crime, but also its customers. He confirms that the European Union is going to stop sanctions concerning several Ukrainian high officers in March. We will try to do the best not to allow this. Press conference lasts for 22 minutes. Viktor Shokin answers on the next journalist questions: whether there is investigation on Ukrainian-Russian contracts of supply of electricity, that he has no information of Rinat Akhmetov's offers to leave electric power station in Shastia for militants, that the case of Kharkiv mayor Gennady Kernes will be investigated, and that the death of Valentina Semenyuk-Samsonenko, ex-head of the Fund of State Properties, is a suicide. Irina Romalyska, Yevgen Chizhik, First Ukraine.
It was the United Country newscast by the First Ukraine. You can find more details at our website, firstua.com. Victoria Zabian was working for you in the studio. We wish you only good news. Take care and goodbye.